Hi, I'm April, and I want to welcome you to Psychometry 201. In Psychometry 101, you learned a lot of the basic nuts and bolts, the information, how it works, how to activate your body, how to really get yourself attuned and in tune with the practice of psychometry and how all of that interplays and how it all works together and the importance of doing psychometry. Well, in Psychometry 201, we're going to take it a little bit further. We're going to take things a step deeper, if you will. We're going to be looking at psychometry as a physical practice in three modalities, in three forms, and those three forms being missing objects, missing animals, and missing persons. And we're going to talk about each one of those in depth, and we're really going to take those topics and just kind of tear them apart and give you a really good foundation, and also give you the opportunity to decide, oh, this is something I really want to work with, or no, I'm not really feeling that part of psychometry as something that's a calling, but I really like this. It's going to give you more tools, more knowledge, more wisdom on how you're going to do and be in your practice of doing psychometry. Once you have completed these 4 weeks, and if you would like to receive a certificate of completion so that you can have a documentation to show others that you have, learned, and you have done the study and you have done the work, you will do a case study, and you will provide me with a documentation. You'll provide the school with documentation of what that case study looked like and what it entailed. But let's back up a little bit. Week 1, we're going to review. We're going to talk a lot about everything in a big cluster from Psychometry 101. And we're really going to make sure that you've got each area you feel comfortable with and that you have all of your questions answered. We're going to what is psychometry? We're going to review why does it work? How does it work? What are the benefits of it? Along with reviewing some of the practicum steps. You're going to want to focus more on reading and touching and sensing vibrations and the things around you, because that's what psychometry is all about. So the first week, you're really going to focus on those type of topics. The next, we'll be working on locating missing objects. What type of imprints does an object hold, and why? And how does that object hold that imprint? And how to match your vibration to pick up the object's imprint, and how you can match that. Along with that, you're going to identify objects found and their potential owners. Then the next week, the third section is actually going to be locating missing animals. How to match their vibration, matching the pattern changes when they're ill, when they've been injured, and when they're deceased. Along with matching their vibration as to why they've ran. It could be a case of, they're missing because they choose to be missing. And we have to learn to recognize those different imprints and those different messages that are being sent out. Fourth, we're going to focus on missing persons. You'll learn how to recognize when they're in hiding and they're in fear. You're going to find when they're truly missing. If they've truly gone missing, are they missing because they're injured, because they're hurt, because they've been abused, because they... When we look at the missing persons and we're trying to really see what is happening to make that person be in a missing person place, there's a lot of considerations that has to be taken. Influences within the home, influences within career, influences within They're just life situations, their behaviors, their thoughts, all of those processes. And we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about recognizes influences that can be on and with that individual, and how to keep yourself from being affected by those influences, through those influences, and with those influences. So when you're working with psychometry, you're putting all of those pieces together. And you want to decide, do I want to work with animals, people, things, all of it? That's fantastic. If you want to work with just bits and pieces of it, that's great as well. The big thing is making sure that all of your intuitive gifts and skills are honed and are on. If there's a time when you're doing psychometry and you feel like, I'm just not getting it, it's just not happening, that's when you want to make sure that you know enough to step back, get yourself balanced and into the process, and then move forward. Don't try to make something happen that you're not ready to be able to do, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever limitations you could have as well. You're doing more of a disservice to yourself and to your client than you are helping. So once again, at the conclusion of this, at the conclusion of the 4 weeks, should you choose that you would like to have a certificate from the school which states that you have completed X amount of hours in psychometry training, all you have to do is do a case study. Tell me how it started, tell me where it went, what you did, and the end results. And do it as a documentation. Submit that to me via email, and you'll then receive your certificate of completion, and it's suitable for hanging, it's suitable for showing to others to let them know that you have had the appropriate training needed. And we're off, and here we go.